So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same information that we displayed graphically, and I'm going to show you using interval notation on how to write that information. So again, we're looking for all the possibilities of x. Okay? So with an interval notation, we're going to look at x here and say that x can be anything that is greater than the number 2, all the way up to a positive infinity, right? Because it could be infinity. Infinity is greater than 2. Okay? So we always read, when we're doing interval notation, from left to right as far as small numbers to large numbers. Okay? Just like if we're going in the positive x direction. So in interval notation, I'm going to use a parenthesis. Okay? And I'm going to put the smallest number right there, which is a 2. I'm going to go comma, infinity, for another parenthesis. Okay? So this just shows that my number is somewhere between 2 and 4. So now I'm going to look at this one. Well, very similar to the first one, except x has to be less than, oh, I was going to make that a negative, sorry. X has to be less than a negative 4. Okay? But it could be equal to negative 4, which makes a difference in how we draw this. X could also be a negative infinity. It could go all the way to negative infinity. Okay? And again, you read it smallest number to largest. So on the left here, I'm going to put negative infinity, because it could go down to negative infinity. I'm going to put comma. I'm going to put the upper bound, which is negative 4. Now here's the difference. Okay? Before I put the I put the parenthesis next to the 2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bracket on here. The bracket simply states, okay, that you could be equal to this number. The parenthesis means you aren't going to be equal to. You can't be equal to. But the bracket says you could be equal to.